Hello everyone, welcome to Prime Recaps. Today, I'm going to be explaining a movie titled Whiplash, released in the year 2014. Hope you enjoy it. The movie begins with a young talented drummer named Andrew. This is Andrew. He is seen showing off his skills on the drums. He attracts Fletcher, who is one of the most respected professors in the music school where Andrew is studying. Fletcher inquires about his status in the school and goes further to test his skills. But instead of impressing Fletcher, he ends up disappointing him, causing him to leave. Later on that day, Andrew hangs out with his dad Jim at the cinema. There, he tells him of his encounter with Fletcher and his hope to join his music band someday. The next day, Andrew is seen in class preparing to practice with his fellow students and music instructor when Fletcher suddenly interrupts the class and briefly takes the place of the class instructor. As Fletcher walks to the sheet music stand, he carries a presence that creates fear, respect, attention and tension in the room. He goes further to practices a music piece with the musicians and soon shifts his focus to Andrew and his partner. He tests their skills on various drum tempos. Behind what seems like a subtle audition, Fletcher intends to get the best of the two and then have them join his music band. Luckily for Andrew, Fletcher picks him and he is given details of rehearsals for Fletcher's jazz music band. Later that night, Andrew is seen asking his crush Nicole out on a pizza date before retiring for the night. Andrew is so anxious to rehearse with Fletcher's band that he arrives at the studio 3 hours earlier than expected. At 9 o'clock sharp, Fletcher walks into the studio to begin rehearsals with his band. At the rehearsal, he makes everyone understand they have to be on their A game as they have an upcoming competition and there is no excuse to lose. Andrew later finds out that Fletcher is very strict and punctilious with his instructions. He drills Andrew, pushing him beyond limits while provoking him to hunger for perfection. Still, Andrew continues to undergo several personal rigorous rehearsals to prove his ability to the band, his dad, Fletcher and the love of his life Nicole. Andrew finally goes on a pizza date with Nicole to ease the stress and tension a day before the competition. At the competition, while getting ready to perform on stage, Andrew diligently executes his duties as the band's alternative drummer. On stage, Turner, the band's core drummer, performs beautifully at the first stage of the competition. During a short break before the final stage of the competition, Turner hands over his music folder to Andrew, who carelessly drops it while taking a break. Turner comes back for the folder just in time to find out it is missing. Turner is so furious and yells at Andrew for his negligence. Soon after, they both go to Fletcher to explain the situation and Fletcher automatically blames Turner for being responsible for the loss of the music file. Turner is unable to play to the music without cues from the sheets due to a medical condition, and this automatically leaves Andrew as the only option to take over as the core drummer for the final stage, as he already knows the notations by heart. During another rehearsal the next day, Andrew is asked to assume the status of the new core drummer of the band, and this sparks up Turner's resentment towards Andrew. Andrew visits his dad to share his new role in the band as a path to success for him. However, his dad's friends and their children do not quite agree with that. They do not recognize his position as a core drummer so relevant to achieving a big dream. They underestimate Andrew's dream and this gets him upset. At another rehearsal for another competition, Fletcher informs Andrew that there'll be an alternative drummer to avoid what happened at the last competition from repeating itself. Andrew is so furious but tries to maintain his cool. He exerts his pain and frustration on his girlfriend and breaks up with her on the premise that she might distract him from achieving his purpose. Andrew channels all his energy rehearsing tenaciously under unfavorable conditions as he is determined to prove to Fletcher that he is a worthy jazz drummer. With the competition in view, Fletcher subjects the drummers Andrew, Turner and Ryan to more laborious drills. Eventually, Andrew performs better than his partners. On the day of the competition, Andrew is seen rehearsing even while on the bus. The bus suddenly develops a fault and Andrew is forced to seek a faster alternative so as to arrive at the competition venue on time. While at it, Andrew leaves his drumstick behind at the car borrowing office. He arrives at the venue a bit late only to find out he has left his drumsticks. So, he rushes to get them and heads back to the venue when he is hit by a truck. Fortunately, he isn't badly injured. He runs back to the venue and goes straight to the stage to play. While at it, his body betrays his passion as it succumbs to the effects of excruciating pain and injury from the accident. Fletcher provokes him, thus causing him to attack Fletcher right there on stage. In the next scene, his father hires a lawyer and convinces Andrew to file a lawsuit against Fletcher for causing his dismissal at Schaefer Conservatory and for instilling anxiety and pressure in him. Later on during summer, Andrew takes a job at a sandwich shop. As he walks home from work one day, he stumbles on an advert about a live jazz performance of which Fletcher is a major performer. He immediately rushes to the venue to watch his former instructor. He sees Fletcher playing the piano effortlessly, and this makes him realize how much he has missed doing music. After the performance, Fletcher has a long chat with Andrew about his dismissal following the report from a former student about him, and also informs him of the upcoming JBC competition and offers him the position of the only drummer in the band. Andrew sees this as another opportunity to prove himself again, so he agrees. On the day of the competition, amid being ignored by his ex-girlfriend and supported by his father, Andrew could only think of giving his best on stage. While on stage, he finds out Fletcher knows he is the student who filed lawsuit that cost him his job at the academy. Andrew is disoriented by this sudden shocking revelation, but tries to concentrate on doing his best. As the musicians get ready, Fletcher announces a different song, Alien, to Andrew. It all seems clear now to Andrew. The reason Fletcher chose to offer him the position of the drummer was to get back at him. He leaves the stage defeated, but then changes his mind to face his fears. He gets back on stage and abruptly begins to play a different tempo, interrupting Fletcher's speech and pushing the entire band into a beautiful improvised music progression. The movie ends with Andrew giving the musicians the cue to the Whiplash music score, which he plays fiercely with his last drop of blood. Only this time, he plays it better than anyone, better than the stereotyped music score. I hope you liked the movie. Kindly subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. You can also suggest a movie you would love us to explain in the comment section. Thanks for watching.